Thank you for watching this video, proudly brought to you by AN Immigration Services and Consulting. Please ensure that you watch this video at high resolution for best video quality, as we are going to walk through the application process and the eligibility criteria in applying for a subclass 157 3-month resident return visa from the 10th of May 2024. If you leave Australia after your travel validity expires, or it expires when you are outside Australia, you will not be able to return to Australia as a permanent resident. This visa is a permanent visa and allows you to return as a permanent resident. When you lodge an application for a subclass 1555-year resident return visa, you are assessed not only against the criteria for subclass 155 visa, but also against the criteria for this subclass 157 resident return visa. The maximum travel facility that can be granted with a subclass 157 resident return visa is only 3 months. The content in this video is for reference only, and please seek professional advice about this visa. Many hours of work have been spent on depicting the complex legislative requirements in full for this visa in a format that visa applicants can follow and understand easily and visually. Please subscribe to our channel, like and share this video. Let us be part of your journey in Australia and support you throughout this journey. Let's start. The red lines in this flow chart are answers no to the question in a decision step. Please commence from start at the top. Answer the question in each decision step. Follow the direction of the arrows to guide yourself through the detailed application process and eligibility criteria. There are 2 steps in applying for this visa. The first step is to submit a valid visa application. If your application is not valid, your application will not be considered even if you satisfy all eligibility criteria. There are very limited circumstances in which you can submit a non-internet application. If you are authorized to submit a non-internet application, please ensure that you follow strictly the instructions from the authorizing email sent by the department. If you are authorized to submit a non-internet application, you are liable to pay a non-internet application charge of $80 unless you have an exemption. We have included a link at the end of this video to the legislative instrument about the non-internet application charge and what exemptions are available. You need to lodge an internet application using Form 1085-V through IMI account. The visa application charge at the time of application is $465 as of the 10th of May 2024. There is no second installment of the visa application charge. You can apply for this visa in or outside Australia. You must not hold a transitional permanent visa which was issued by operation of law to Australian permanent residents who held an old form of return documentation. There are 2 old forms of return documentation. The first one is the Authority to Return issued between the 1st of March 1976 to 31st of August 1979. The second one is the Return Endorsement issued between the 1st of September 1979 and 31st of December 1986. You might not be able to make a valid application if you have cancellation action on business grounds for your business skills visa. 2 of the more well-known business skills visas are Subclass 188 Business Innovation and Investment Provisional Visa and Subclass 888 Business Innovation and Investment Permanent Visa. The second step is to meet all eligibility criteria. Your eligibility for this visa will be assessed either at the time of application or at the time of decision. The following eligibility criteria are assessed at the time of application. You must be in one of the following three cohorts. A current holder of a permanent visa. You are an Australian citizen who subsequently lost or renounced the Australian citizenship. You are a former holder of a permanent visa with the most recent permanent visa which had not been cancelled. With cohorts 2 and 3, even if you hold a temporary visa, you may still be eligible for a resident return visa if you had been a permanent visa holder or an Australian citizen. You need to meet the residence requirement. Residence requirement. You were present in Australia for at least 1 day but less than 2 years in the period of 5 years immediately before application for this visa as the holder of a permanent visa or permanent entry permit, or as an Australian citizen. 2-year period is counted as 730 days. The 5-year period is counted back from the resident return application lodgement date. If you are currently in Australia, you have compelling and compassionate reasons for departing Australia. If you are currently outside Australia, you had compelling and compassionate reasons for your last departure from Australia. You have not been absent from Australia for a continuous period of more than 3 months immediately before the application for this visa unless there are compelling and compassionate reasons for the absence. The following eligibility criteria are assessed at the time of decision. If you apply for this visa outside Australia, you must meet Special Return Criterion 5001, which is also a reflection of your character. This criterion is only relevant to you if you left Australia under a deportation order, or you had a visa cancelled under the character ground. You need to hold a valid passport which is not one of the excluded passports and which does not have certain characteristics specified in a legislative instrument. We have included a link to the relevant legislative instrument listing the excluded passports or travel documents and specified characteristics. Thank you for walking through the application process and the eligibility criteria for this visa with us. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, like and share this video so that we can provide more content to support you.